who has just sent the gift of rupees 40. Another non-member, Kasturi, often does it also. So my thanks to her too. As you know, in the sessions for all members, we usually have a test because you can test yourself, and when you get everything correct, you know that you have improved immensely. Those of you who write comments regularly, I know that you are improving a lot. Therefore, it is very essential for us to have this. And this was by a suggestion of one of our members, and that is, you know, uh, Purba Mukherjee. She said that a test every class would be beneficial. I'm sure all of you are enjoying the text because even if you get it wrong, there is no problem. Because anyway, I'm telling you the right answers and why they are not, why they are right and how you should correct yourself. In case you still have doubts, please remember that you can always ask me in the comment box. You can ask me in the class itself, then also I can help you out for that. Now, for these classes, earlier we used to give a post and the link was there. But nowadays, I'm not giving you the post with the link. So today, link was sent to you in your comments. And if all of you who have received the links from the comment, then you please let me know that this is a helpful way of doing it because most of you have joined today than usual. Before we begin to answer, to take the test, let me tell you a few things about improving your English. Because every one of us is here only for that reason, and that is to improve our English. I cannot say there is anybody who doesn't know English at all. That's not true. Everybody knows a little English. But the English which we are learning here makes you choose and see whether you're getting it right or not. For good English, it is very essential that you learn grammar and vocabulary. Both grammar and vocabulary are the basic foundation for both speaking and writing. So you need to concentrate on them. But if you know grammar completely, and if you know vocabulary, an excellent high level vocabulary, does it mean your speaking and writing improves? That you are able to do it fluently? It doesn't. Because there are people who can answer every grammar question, every problem of grammar they can solve, and whatever is, whatever mistakes others make, they never make when you tell them that this is grammar. But the moment that grammar has to be applied in listening, when you are listening to me, you are listening to grammar because I'm using grammar in speaking or reading. When you read something, again, you're exposed to grammar. But are we learning from that? Unfortunately, we love to learn from books, but we don't like to apply them when we use the language. Now, suppose you have a problem while speaking, while storytelling, or listening to the story which I have given you. Many stories are there where the text is also available. Then you might get a doubt about modal verbs. Now, modal verbs already one video is there. But if you have doubts about modal verbs, why should we use could? Why can't we use can? Now, can and could indicate capability, but can is the present capability. You can do something now, that means present. But now you can't do it. You could do it in the past. There, you see, I used could. I could run very fast when I was young. Now I can walk slowly. Now, present, past, earlier. That is when I was young, or when, you know, many years back. So can and could have this confusion. So if you want to use the present tense, use can. If you want to use the past tense, use could. But could has many other uses also. Can doesn't have these uses. Suppose you want to make a polite request, then you can use could. Could you help me? If you say that is a polite request. Can you help me is a question. See the difference. If you say, could you help me, that has a different meaning. It's a request which you are making, not something which you expect the person to, do it as an order. Now, if I could, in that if clause, when we use, there we never use can. If I could become the Prime Minister of India. Now, you cannot say if I can become. Here, it is only an unrealized form. So, in this way, can and could have differences. First, you watch the grammar video on it, then you look at the stories again. You will understand clearly and you will be able to tell the story correctly if you keep the rule in mind but use it in real life. May and might have similar meaning. May is used for possibility, which is real, something which is going to happen. That is may. Whereas might is something where you have possibility is there, but it is very less. So we have to remember that when you have a remote possibility, it's very hot now, summer is going on. So you say, it might rain in a few days' time. That means you hope it'll rain, but there's no possibility. Now, suppose you see black clouds in the sky. It hasn't started raining yet. Then you say, it may rain now. That means possibility is huge. Might is no possibility. The sun is shining. There is no possibility of rain now. You are just hoping. In this way, the differences are used. Modal verbs indicate the mood of a sentence. So you have to look at the mood and you have to frame the sentences. I have prepared a video now on have and have been. Similarly, I can make another video for would have, could have, and should have. All these three are used in sentences where you want to say, I should have studied well for the exam. That means you're showing regret. I didn't study, therefore I couldn't get good marks. I should have completed the work yesterday. Or you could have helped me when I asked you for help, but you didn't help. That is, the action is something which you're visualizing, but which is not possible anymore. Similarly, I would have given you money if I had it. I don't have money, therefore I can't give it to you. In this way, it is used. Now, if you have, in vocabulary, if we take, we have a word like pick. That is the question which has been asked, where, you have said that pick out. Pick out is to choose. Suppose there are 5 books. Pick out the book which interests you the maximum. That is to choose. Pick out a color which is your favorite. You see seven colors and you pick out a color which is your favorite. Pick on is to criticize. These are called phrasal verbs. They are used as verbs in a sentence, but they are not separate in meaning. Together, they have a single meaning. Pick on means to criticize. The boss picks on my colleague all the time. That means the boss criticizes your colleague every day. That is called pick on. Then we have pick up. Pick up has a noun use also. I'm sure you use it. For a small truck, we say pick up. The pickup has come for our furniture. The pickup with our new sofa has just reached the location. So that pickup is there. That is the noun usage. But when you use pick up as a phrasal verb, then you have to remember that pick up implies that you have fallen down and you get up. Not physically fallen always, but also metaphorically. That is, I have to pick up my skill of speaking English, to improve, to become better. Pick up on is to understand something which is not very clearly expressed. Suppose your mood is bad, then you say, my friend could pick up on my mood without my speaking a single word. You didn't tell your friend your mood was bad, but your friend could understand. To guess, to understand, to intuit. These are the meanings of pick up on. Now, suppose you have big words in vocabulary, big words are also possible. Contrivance is something which is made, it's a machine. And this, the contrivance which you take a simple thing like a lock and a key. It's a very useful contrivance. Today, you have a key which is available on your smartphone. You can lock and unlock your house using your smartphone. You say that is a very helpful contrivance to be able to lock and unlock the house using the smartphone. From the earliest times, what human beings have used, they have found it out, they have discovered it. All these are contrivances. And bereavement is to feel sorrow. These are big words. We don't generally use big words unless the context demands it. Bereavement is when you feel sorry because somebody has lost something, especially when somebody dies, then you say bereavement. Somebody in the family has passed away, the family has suffered a bereavement. That usage we have. Now you see all the questions which were asked at the beginning of the class. I have answered all these questions to start with. Anytime you have any of these questions, feel free to write. Only when you write in the comment box, you don't get a response immediately like you get in a live class. That's why I would like all of you to attend live classes. And if you feel that the link given to you is useful, or if you can find the link either in the live column, go to the live column and see upcoming, you press that upcoming where it shows, gives you the link. The link is not given, it's, a diagram is given like this. It's connected like that. So then you press that, you go live. And then, of course, you also have the announcement posts which I'm making. In the description of the announcement post, also, link is given. Okay? All these I have told you now already. Uh, you can use contrivance and bereavement in places where the meaning fits in a formal occasion, not while talking to friends or informally. Please don't use these words when you are in informal uh, conversation, because that doesn't really help. I hope all of you who asked questions have got their answers. Please tell me. We have Vandana who had asked the first question. Then we had Mohan Valiji who had asked about pickup and so on. And we had Shashwati, who had asked about bereavement and contrivance. I've tried to answer all the questions together. If you have understood, very good. You can just press, or if you have problems still, please do not hesitate to ask. That is very good. If you continue to watch the videos, when you run into a problem, any of you, like Vandana has asked right in the beginning, if you run into a problem of understanding, go back to the grammar lesson. But don't stop with the grammar. Try to keep the grammar rule in mind and use it in storytelling. In case you have problems again, then you ask another question. But unless you practice, with can you make 100 sentences? With could you make another 100 sentences? Vandana wants to do it in 30 days. So for her, I'm giving these instructions. May and might you make 100 sentences each. You will never again go wrong. That is the kind of exercises we used to do when we were learning. We were not learning formal grammar in school. We were learning by practice. We were learning the language without concentrating on either a grammar book or a vocabulary book. But we learned very high, very good, very advanced English only by practicing like that. And that is what I want all of you to do. Okay, so the link helped you. Please, you know, keep sending messages because today the link was sent to all those who usually send messages. Therefore, you please keep messaging, then you will be able to get the link. Let us now move to our test. I hope all of you are ready. Let me give you the first sentence. Here are some sentences for correction. Every time we are exceeding the time because my throat gets spoiled. Therefore, I'm not telling you 10 sentences or anything, as much as we can do. Keep your all files on the table. The sentence is, keep your all files on the table. Now, this sentence is not correct. Grammatically, it's not correct. All those who found it easy, Samantha, Vandana, these people comment regularly. So there is no problem sending them the link. Yes, very good. After a long time, Mani Raj has come today and he's got the right answer. Keep all your files on the table. That is the correct answer. Order of adjectives, I have already given you a video. So if you look at the video, suppose you could not identify what is wrong with this sentence, then the requirement for you is the order of adjectives video, where the adjective comes. Keep all your files. Yes, all your, instead of your all, the correct form is all your. Very good. All of you have got it right. Others who are there, please give your answers also. All your is right. Sometimes it takes you a little time to give the answer, but please don't worry. Even if you give the answer slightly later, that there is no problem at all. Now, here is the sentence. Never wish anything from other. I have put the sentence in the chat box. I hope all of you are able to see the chat box, because if I give sentences in the PowerPoint, then it becomes very difficult. Some of you start doing other sentences, then we don't go in the right order. That is why I'm giving you the sentences in the chat box. Never wish anything from others. Try to correct this sentence. First, identify where the mistake is. There is no mistake in never. Purba, there is no mistake in the word never. Never is correct. Nothing to correct there. Others is right. Very good. One mistake is others. One more mistake the sentence has. Instead of other, the word should be others. Yes, never wish anything from others. Others is right. One more mistake is there. Others is right. Don't put capital O, Samantha. Not to others. A preposition is needed, but the preposition has to, from is the correct preposition. Somewhere else there is a preposition required. Never wishes is not correct. Never wish is correct. No mistake in wish. Expect is not necessary. Expect is correct. You can make the sentence with expect. But there, that is not the mistake. There is a mistake of a preposition missing. Anything else is not necessary. Anything, no mistake is there. Never wish, one preposition is required. From others is correct. From anything, no, not from anything. From is not the correct preposition. The place is correct. In front of anything, preposition is required. Anything else is not correct. Anything is correct. No change has to be made in anything. Never wish something is not correct. Something, anything have two different meanings. Anything means zero, something means a lot. So if you're expecting a lot, not off. You are close, Shashwati, you've come very close. Never wish, preposition change, or not off, some other preposition. Anything from others is correct. Keep trying, keep trying. Very good. Now Purva Mukherjee has got the right answer. Never wish for anything from others. The correct sentence is for anything and others. So for has to be added and others has to be added. These are the two corrections which are there in this sentence. Anything is a pronoun which requires a preposition to join, because wish is an intransitive verb. It cannot come without preposition. So from already is there preposition for other. Other, you made others. Everybody got that right. But you forgot that anything also needs a preposition, and for is the right preposition here. Now let us move to the third sentence. Meeting friends makes me delightful. Meeting friends makes me delightful. There is no mistake in makes. Make is fine. Here Meeting is the word which you're giving. Meeting friends. Friends is not the main point. The main point here is the concept of meeting. Meeting makes. There is nothing wrong with makes. Makes is perfect, correct English. Meeting friends makes me. The problem is the word delightful. Let me give you a hint here. Meeting with my friends is also correct. American English, meeting with, we say, but meeting friends is the participle use. Okay, that can be used. We in British English, that is a correct construction. So, meeting the friends we don't require. Here, friends are unspecified friends. No article is required there. Happy, you have made the, yes, happy is very correct, makes me happy, but I want some form of the word delightful. You need not replace the word, you have to change its form. Not more delightful, that's not correct. Here, the concept delightful, the adjective delightful, does not fit. There is another form of the word which has an adjective usage. That is what I'm looking for. That would be the correct answer. Meeting friends makes me more delightful is that not correct. Meeting with friends is not necessary. It's not wrong. Please understand, meeting with friends is correct, but it is not a correction which needs to be made. There is no mistake there. The mistake is, yes, that is correct. Vandana, excellent. Delighted. Spelling, of course, you have to check. Delighted. Past participle of the verb delight, used here as an adjective. So, meeting friends makes me delighted. Delightful usually is with some object. We don't say delightful for a human being. You know, meeting friends makes me delightful. Delightful means the friends look at you and say, oh, you're looking very nice, and so on. That's a completely unacceptable meaning. Here, the word is delighted. That is what is important. See how much all of you are improving, because you are, when some of you gets the correct answer, I feel really happy, because I have known you for a long time now, although I haven't met any of you, but we have, met online, and I have been reading your comments. Remember that everyone, who comments gets an answer from me. Sometimes it takes time, because hundreds of comments wait in the comment box when I open that, and I try to answer each one of you to the best of my ability. I don't generally leave, something which you have asked unanswered. So here the word is delighted. Very fine. Now we move on to the next one. I hope all of you got the answer, that meeting friends makes me delighted. Delightful, the party which we had was delightful. When we met everybody else, it was a very delightful evening. Now, what are you using the adjective delightful for? For evening, for party. The way in which everybody's conversation was enjoyed was delightful. You're using it to describe conversation. Now, what are these? These are all inanimate. Party, conversation, evening, get together, all these are inanimate nouns. They can be delightful. If I say the company of my friends is delightful, it's correct, because I'm talking about not about my friends, but about the company of my friends. So here, company is not a human noun. Where you have a human noun, I feel delightful, you feel delightful, I'm delightful, you are delightful, that usage is not there in English. Therefore, when we want to say, something about a noun which is delightful, then we have to choose a noun which does not reflect, you know, makes me delightful. The me delightful, human delightful, that concept is not acceptable here. That is how it is used. I hope that is clear. Maniraj, please tell me if you have understood what I have explained. If you still have a question, please ask. Makes me delight is not correct. Delighted. Samantha, please add ed. Delight is the verb form, and delighted, past tense of the verb, is also its past participle, which can be used as an adjective. Very good. I'm really happy that you've understood it. Now let us move to the next sentence. Your today lesson is easy. Okay, today's. Today becomes today's, but still some mistake remains. Today's is correct. Today, yes, today your lesson is easy is correct. That's one way of saying it. That's perfectly right. Meeting friends make me delightful. Pratima, not delightful, but delighted. I explained delighted just now. Difference between delightful and delighted. Once this comes as a video, please watch it again. You might have missed the explanation. If you still do not understand, please ask me so that you understand. Uh, yes, today's lesson is easy is the best answer. Today's lesson is easy, that also is correct. Today your lesson is easy, that also is correct. Today's lesson, very right. Today's lesson, that is the connection. Yours, today's lesson cannot, that order is not correct. You can say your lesson today, that is one way of saying it, or today your lesson also can be said, or simply today's lesson of yours, yes. That is very good. Doyle Tripathi, that sentence is very good. Today's lesson of yours is easy. That's an excellent way of saying it. Meeting friends makes me happy. Don't replace a word which I have given. Try to change the form of the word. Happy is perfectly correct, but you did not get the mistake. The mistake was not in the use of delightful, but in the use of the correct form of delightful. Please understand that unless you understand why the mistake is there, just by replacing it with another word does not make it correct. Try to understand that delightful cannot be used and delighted has to be used. Yours today's we don't say. Yours we yours, your lesson of today, that can be used. That is one way of using. Your lesson, yours is not, YOUR apostrophe S. There is no such word in English. Please remember this very, very carefully. YOUR apostrophe S. This word does not exist in English. YOURS exists. Yours. This computer is yours. There is no apostrophe there. But YOUR apostrophe S, possessive form, is not there. The only possessive form is with S added to your without an apostrophe. Especially this mistake is made while writing letters. You know, thousands and thousands of times I have seen this mistake in letter writing. You write yours sincerely, yours faithfully, yours truly. YOUR apostrophe S. There you don't have to put an apostrophe. If you feel that you love apostrophe, then put it after S. YOUR apostrophe in the middle and then S at the end does not exist. Please do not use it anywhere. So that is not necessary. Your today's lesson is easy is not correct. Your today's lesson is the wrong construction. Your lesson today can be used, or today's lesson can be used. Today's lesson of yours can be used. All these are possibilities. The mistake in this sentence is your today's lesson. That order of words is not correct. That is the correction you have to make. The lesson which you derived. Derive means what? Derive means to get out. So, derive is not a suitable word here. The word should be the lesson which you taught, or the lesson which you covered, or the lesson which you explained. These are all the words which you can use, not the word derived. Okay. Then this sentence is wrong, Anjana ji, because the order of words is not correct. Your is can be used. Your is a possessive pronoun, but it is used here as an adjective. So many pronouns are used as adjectives. Your is a pronoun which is used as an adjective here. So it needs a noun behind it. It doesn't need a possessive noun and a main noun. You cannot put a possessive noun after already an adjective which is actually a possessive pronoun. This is called possessive pronoun acting as an adjective. The work it does is the work of an adjective, but its appearance, its derivative is from the possessive pronoun. Therefore, you can't have three nouns like this side by side, two of them possessive. Therefore, that structure is not correct. That structure, your today's lesson, is not an acceptable structure. Either you say your lesson or you say today's lesson, because your is and today's have the same function. If you keep both of them together, they start fighting. They say, okay, it is my role. Lesson is my noun. Your says my noun lesson. Today says my noun lesson. So both of them start quarreling. You can't have such a quarrel. Try to understand grammar through stories. Whenever I'm trying to explain grammar, I'm telling you many stories. Like in vocabulary, I told you that using a simple word is like using 5 or 10 rupees. But using a complicated word is like using 500 rupees. We are very careful. So we use difficult words with a lot of care, and rarely we use simple words very often. So if you remember these stories, you will become better. Okay. Now, today yours lesson again is not correct. Today and yours and lesson is not the correct order of words. Either it should be your lesson, yours lesson, we don't have your lesson, because your itself is the same function that is a possessive function. So it can either be your lesson or it can be the lesson of yours. Of yours makes it into a pronoun. So you say of yours. You make the pronoun form and not the adjective form. Okay? I hope all these are clear. Today, your lesson is easy. So if you remove that S from there, Samantha, you will get the correct answer. Okay, now let us move to the next sentence. I'm happy that you are giving feedback immediately if you have understood. If all of you keep telling me that, yes, I have understood, no, I haven't understood, then it becomes easier for me, because then I know, okay, whatever I'm speaking is, you know, being received by you. In a real classroom, I can understand by looking at the faces of the students. Here is a virtual classroom. I can't see any of you, but I'm trying my best to try to help you as much as I can. Okay? Now let us move to the next one. No one understanding when I. Okay, now we have a question here. I could not get it, madam. Oh, now, if you tell me what you could not get, the last sentence, I assume. Today's lesson, we have the word your. Your and today's are both possessive. So for two possessive, we need two nouns, two main nouns. A possessive cannot be without a noun. Please understand that whenever you use the possessive, it has to be immediately followed by a noun. Now, you are saying your, and then you're saying today's lesson. Today is happy because today's lesson, possessive has noun. Now, your has no noun. How are you going to use the possessive without a noun? Then what you can do is you can remove one of these two from the possessive position. So you can say your lesson or you can say today's lesson. You cannot say your and today's. You can say, suppose you give, two possessives with two separate nouns. I'll give you another sentence. Your explanation in today's lesson is clear. Now, your has a noun, explanation. Today's has another noun, lesson. So both the possessives are happy. They have their own noun. Without that noun, the two possessive which come side by side are quarreling with each other. Maniraj, do you understand? That, they are in conflict by saying which is my noun. Is it your lesson or is it today's lesson? That is where the conflict is. So that is not the way in which we use it. Okay, now this next sentence is no one understanding when I speaking. No one understands what I am speaking. Okay. What is when? Okay, that is acceptable. No one can understand when I'm speaking. Okay, very good. All these answers are right. Fine, you've got the point which I gave you. Very happy to know that. Now, try this sentence. This is the last sentence which we are doing. Today we couldn't do much. But I feel happiest when you all ask questions. When you say, I did not understand, I feel very happy because I can help you understand. If you just copy them down, it is no use. But once you understand, you will remember it lifelong. You don't need me for the rest of your life. You understand it once, it remains with you. But if you just write the correct one and the wrong one, it doesn't really help you at all. Um, no one can understands, we don't say. Please say no one can understand. With all modal verbs, the verb form is only the bare infinitive. That is the root form without to. So we don't say understand, we say understand. S is not there. No one can understand when I speak is excellent sentence. Understands S you remove. When I speak is very good. The important tenses, I have given you one, past and present. That video you watch, I have given you the perfect also. And now I have made, I think in a week or 10 days, you'll get perfect and perfect continuous, present perfect continuous. These are all tenses we use. The maximum used tenses are the present tenses. Simple past and past perfect are also used. These all these videos are there separately, Vandana. Search and you will find. Go to the video list, go to the list of, if you have a uh, laptop, it will be much easier for you to search. Then you can easily find all of them. No one can understand when I'm speaking, right? No one understands while I'm speaking. Okay, while, when, what, all these are acceptable. No one is understanding. Both understanding and speaking cannot come in the same sentence. That is the mistake. All other corrections which you've made. Here, what you have to remember is the moment you use ing, you have to use the continuous tense. So, no one understands, if you change, then speaking can be retained. Understanding, speaking, two continuous forms in a single sentence is not possible. This explanation I gave you earlier also, because two things cannot be, simultaneous. Two continuous actions cannot go on at the same time. So you can say no one understands. That's enough. Can, not necessary. Or no one understands when you say, then you add S. Can, if you say no one can understand. Then you say when I speak. When I speak, again, speaking also you've removed. Or you can say when I am speaking. Either of these two are correct. Yes, please give this comment. Vandana, give the comment in the comment box. Here in the live class comments, I don't have access. As soon as live class ends, the comments disappear. So I cannot give you any link here. I can only give you if you ask. Since you've asked many things, please ask this also. In a couple of days, I'll try to give you the link. Yes, you can say, when I'm speaking, no one can understand. Yes, that also is acceptable. You've changed the order of the sentence, but that is also perfect. Now, if you have any further questions on these few sentences which we did today, then you can certainly ask. Otherwise, we will end the class today. And I have already announced a special members class on 6th. So all of you who are special members and you want the link, please send a message. Please send in the comment box saying that I want uh, the link. No one can understand when I speak. Very good, excellent, perfectly correct. Therefore, if you are special members and you're attending on 6th, please ask for the link and the link will be shared. Otherwise, be self sufficient and look for the link. The announcement will come on 5th. And on 5th, if you look at the description, description is there. If you have your phone like this, on the right hand side, three dots come in the announcement shot. So when the announcement shot is going on, you press this. You will find on top description. Then you press that, you will immediately find the link is given there. Keep that link and join on, at the right time. 7:30 is our standard time. No one is understanding when I'm speaking. Samantha, I explained just now that two ing forms cannot be used in a single sentence. So, speaking you can say, but understanding, change it to understand. No one understands when I'm speaking, or no one can understand, like many of others have said.